Hello everyone and welcome back to MrSheep.com. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different than most. I'm not going to be building any units or buildings or anything today. Today I'm going to introduce you to myself, which I really haven't done before, and my alliance, which I've done maybe once or twice. But without further ado, a little bit about myself is I do work in a hospital. I work in the urology department, which deals with kidneys, ureters, bladder, pretty much the whole urinary system. So if you pee, I pretty much deal with it. I deal with a lot with catheters, all sorts of stuff like that. So I love talking about urology stuff, but I wish I could have a urology channel. I think that'd be really cool, but I don't think much people would watch it. But I think it'd be very informative. So I deal with the catheters all day long, blood in the urine, blood from the kidneys, blood from the ureters, cancers, and different stuff like that. So that's a little bit about me. In this alliance, we do have people that work in all sorts of different fields. We do have some police officers, some EMTs. I was once an EMT as well. I did get my EMT certification. But since I moved into the hospital, I no longer need it, so that has since been voided. But we have some EMTs in here, some paramedics. We do have a police officer. Our alliance leader is actually a police officer in the state of California. We have a flight attendant and different other people that are in this alliance. So here's a look at our playing area, our service areas. We do have a lot of our stations based in California. That's pretty much where we started. A lot of our alliance members started in California, and we kind of just spread our wings a little bit. So as you can see, the state of California is almost full. I mean, the major cities are pretty much hit, but we have a huge area here in Fresno that's still unclaimed. We have to the northeast over here. We have some south, the northern part of the western part of the northern part of NorCal or North California. We have, of course, myself here playing in Washington, with a bunch of other people playing in Washington as well. Here, let's just load this in real quick here. So a lot of the stations that you're seeing here are probably not all loaded in because the game can't load all of them in. But I'm playing in Washington, as you guys know. We have people playing in Colorado, Montana, Canada. We have Chicago. Sorry, this is lagging quite a bit. The game is having a really hard time just loading all of these icons, which I don't typically zoom out this far because it creates a ton of lag, so I do apologize for that. We have people playing in Houston, Texas. We have people playing in Austin, Texas. So we have Houston here. We have Austin over here. And yeah, we have a ton of people playing in would-be Texas. We have people playing in Florida. We have a lot of stations that aren't even loaded in here yet, so let's load some in. So people playing in the Miami area, Fort Lauderdale, let's see, West Palm Beach, North Palm Beach, and we have people playing up here in Jacksonville as well. Also, we have people playing in Charlotte, North Carolina. We have people playing in Raleigh, North Carolina. Let's see here. Keep heading up here. A little bit of New Jersey as well. Right on the eastern side, Beach Haven, what is this, Lakewood Township? So quite a bit of people playing in here as well. And of course, the infamous NYC, New York City. We have, I think, 2 people playing in NYC, which are 2 different people. But yeah, they're building in here. So let's look at our northeast. We have someone playing in Boston as well. Ton of apparatus and stations throughout here. I really do wish I played in Boston, but that's okay. I like to spread the love a little bit. Where else are we gonna go? So up here to Canada, we have someone playing in Toronto. Let's see, Brampton, and another guy playing in Waterloo, Kitchener. But also, the interesting thing about this guy that's playing in Toronto, he is also doing the Canadian Coast Guard. So the Canadian Coast Guard is, of course, not mine. I do the U.S. Coast Guard. But the thing is, I actually kind of subbed it. I was planning on doing all of the U.S. Coast Guard in the nation, but I actually gave District 1 to someone else. So this is why you see my stations over here in green, and you can see someone else's UCG stations here in gray. This guy named Chief Luke, he is going to be doing the District 1, which is the Northeast Corridor, for U.S. Coast Guard stations. So you can see all of his Coast Guard stations right here, and right here next to Massachusetts, Connecticut, all these areas down here. So he's doing this area right up here, which is fine. And then the guy in Toronto is going to be doing the Canadian Coast Guard, which he's already got a good hand on him so far. He's already in Quebec. He's got the Coast Guard College in Sydney. I think it's Sydney. Is it Sydney? Yeah, Sydney. And he's got a bunch here in Lake Erie, and I think he's got one. Well, he's got none up here yet, but I think there's a bunch up here. I would assume there'd be some up there. And then he's got the dispatch centers, or the communication centers for the Coast Guard stations as well. And he's also got an air station here as well. Also, if we head over to Chicago, Chicago is also somewhat taken by Dr. Crazy. So he's in Chicago. We have some people on the suburbs of Chicago playing, and then we have some more Coast Guard stations here on Lake Michigan, which are mine. And then we have a guy playing here in St. Paul, Minneapolis as well, MSP. So I used to play in Minneapolis, so I do like that this is actually getting taken. I built out all of Minneapolis, St. Paul, which was really fun. I pretty much built a ton of hospitals in the state. I pretty much built the whole state, almost the whole state. I didn't really build the whole state, but I got pretty darn close to it. Not really. I was very far off. We have people playing in Lincoln, Nebraska, and no one playing in Omaha. We have Colorado Springs, we have Denver, we have South Metro. I know South Metro has their huge YouTube channel. If you guys have ever seen the South Metro Fire and Rescue YouTube channel, very interesting channel. Highly recommend checking that out if you guys are into firefighting. I don't think we have anyone in Salt Lake City. No one here. We have people playing in Vegas, a little bit in Reno. Here's Carson City, Reno, Nevada. So Reno's right here. But yeah, that is a brief look at all of our playing areas. I don't think anyone else is in the European area. I think it's all pretty much North America, which is fine. You guys can play wherever you want. We have another person playing up here in Vancouver as well. I think this is Vancouver. Or no, this is Victoria. Let's take a look here. Is it Vancouver? Oh, no, this is Vancouver. Yep. So we got someone playing in Vancouver as well, in Canada. But that is a brief overlook at where our stations are placed. I just want to make one note here. If we ever head over to Alliance List, you guys can find our alliance here on this second page. We are not on the first page yet. One day we will make it. We are getting very close. We are currently ranked 28th in all of Mission Chief for rank. So we are getting there. We are at 1,858,000,000 credits. And we are we're not very close. We are almost to page 1. Once we make it to page 1, it'll be huge. This alliance is going to blow up. But guess what? We only have 45 members in our alliance. And we're about to pass up an alliance that is 460. So what does that say? Quality over quantity, maybe? Anyways. So, now that you guys have seen our alliance, where we're building, what we're about, where our status is, here's a little bit about the alliance itself. We're very different than other alliances. We do not build unrealistically. Let's just head over to our rules tab real quick here. Where am I looking? Rules. Here we go. So a little bit of our rules. You guys can take a look at them here. We build them as accurately as possible. Fire stations, police stations, hospitals, anything. Yes, we try to build them very, very specifically on the exact location. We put the exact units that are in there in real life in the station. So if there's an engine there in real life, there's an engine there in the game. If there's the truck there or a platform truck in there in real life, there's one in the game. So we try to make it as realistic as possible with little tweaks saying that the game is, the Mission Chief itself is a little unrealistic. So we do have to kind of tweak our system just a little bit, but we also try to keep it as realistic as possible. So yeah, that is a little bit about ourselves. That's probably why we don't have a lot of members in our alliance. Like I said, we only have about, I think, 45, I said. We only have about 45 members in the alliance, but we all play realistically. And if everyone needs help, we can just share calls real quick and go from there. But we've had to deny a lot of people because they don't play realistically. And there's nothing wrong with playing not realistically in this game, but there's just no place for it in our alliance. That's just the way our alliance likes to play. I know some people might find that a little frustrating or annoying that when they apply for alliance, they get denied. But when they do apply, we do check their location. We check where the fire stations are. We actually even, I wouldn't say background check, but we check it on Google Maps to see if their stations are actually correct. Usually you can see pretty easily, pretty quickly. Yeah, we do deny a ton of people who don't play realistically. And when I say unrealistically, I mean like people that put 60 fire engines in a single fire station. There is not a single fire station in the world that has 60 engines. I know that the game allows you to expand the fire station up to a ridiculous amount of bays. Let's take a look here. You can expand a fire station up to, let's find a big station, shall we? You can expand a fire station up to 39 bays, which is absolutely ridiculous. There is not a single fire station in this earth that has 39 bays and 39 pieces of apparatus at it. It's just not possible. The closest thing you'll get is an airport fire department, which has a bunch of crash trucks, ambulances, engines. Sometimes they even have platforms, airboats. It really depends where the airport is. But those are the only places that have maybe like 9 or 10 apparatus at them, not 39. But with that being said, we do play as realistic as possible. It does take a little bit of time to figure out where apparatus is, and of course playing in rural areas, it makes it very, very difficult. But there's a ton of information out there. Our alliance can help you find information if you guys are looking for this type of gameplay. If you are looking for this type of gameplay, you can message myself, Firelane, or of course you can message Chief Luke or Roadster here. Myself or Roadster can help you quite a bit, or Operations will help you as well. He's not an admin, but he's very, very good at finding stuff, information on different cities, police departments, and different stuff like that, especially in the state of California. If you're looking for something in California, Operations can help you with that. But yeah, just because we have Seattle and like some of the major cities kind of covered, there is a bunch of openings. If you guys are looking for like Kansas City, Missouri, Dallas, Texas, everything is open. You just need to kind of look for it. Albuquerque, New Mexico, Santa Fe, New Mexico, Flagstaff, Arizona, Salt Lake City. I mean, these are some huge cities that are still available. And once they're gone, unfortunately. We do not duplicate stations. That is another thing I haven't covered yet. But we do not duplicate stations, so we do not have multiple people playing on the same area or the same fire department or police department. We have Pittsburgh that is still open. We have Cleveland, Ohio. We have Sandusky, Toledo, Ohio, Detroit, Michigan, Milwaukee. So we have a bunch. Madison, Wisconsin. Of course, these are capital cities that are absolutely huge and easy to play in. Bunch of states that are still open and free to play. Also, I think there's a ton of places over here in Europe as well. If we head over here, let's take a look at the UK. I think we have a bunch of openings here in the UK. I don't think we have anything covered in like Germany or anything in Europe really. Like I said, our alliance is primarily focused on North America, but you can also play in the UK as well. Yeah, no one's really playing in here that I can see. But if you're interested in playing in UK or anywhere else, you're welcome to join. Anyways, I think that wraps up this video. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed our little introduction to our alliance, which is North American Realism. Once I pop this up, North American Realism. Here's our tag. You guys are welcome to join. We're on the second page, 8th row down as of now, but we are slowly working our way up to that first page. Also, we do have someone playing Hawaii as well. This is a brand new guy that just joined, and he's fitting in quite well into Hawaii. So we'll get him some support down there here shortly, but I think he's pretty much just going to cover the whole state of Hawaii because it's not that big. It's just a few island chains. Anyways, off topic. So sorry about that. Thank you guys for watching this episode, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Later.